Hey, that's great. I'm glad I'm live.
Great.
Live.
Thanks.
Yeah. Thank you.
I'll be around.
Okay. I had to put this on my phone. Hi, everyone. Thank you for coming. We have a lot of people here. I'm really excited about this. I was going to go around the room. I want to start a new format, so I find out everybody's name and what they do for work or business or what their ask is. And I'm not sure if we can go quickly, it would be great. Then we would, we can get through it, or we're either going to, or do you want to hear more of him?
Up to you guys.
Okay. You don't want to introduce yourselves or what you do? Okay. We'll do it after. Well, maybe next time. How's that? Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to read this because I'm not good at off the cuff. So welcome to Marketing Automation and AI. We are thrilled to have you here tonight, and we promise an evening filled with insights that could transform your business. Thanks for coming. Before we dive in, I'm Sharon DeCaro. Some of you may not know me. In addition to running this meeting, I'm an AI consultant. I'm a graphic designer, a seasoned graphic designer, and I create custom GPTs, and I also create lead generating LinkedIn banners and profiles. So if you are interested in that, hit me up. I also want to thank and shout out to my co-host, Fernando Labastida. He's in Mexico right now. And now let's handle a few housekeeping items. If you parked downstairs, I have some tickets discounted. Just come to me, and they're $8 for parking. The meetup runs from 6:30 to 8:30. Andrew Lane, our featured speaker, will present from 7 to 7:45. We can go to 8. It depends on everything. And then we'll have 15-minute Q&A, or we'll just wing it organically. But we have to be out of here, this room, by 8:30. So we have a hard stop, and they'll make us get out. And I want to give a massive thank you to Capital Factory. They're our sponsor. They gave us this room for free. And they're the center of gravity in Austin for entrepreneurs and startups. So if you're interested, come to all the events. Austin Tech Week is at the end of the month. Sign up for everything. They're the best. They have a membership. And that's it, I think. Wait, do I have it all? Yes? Oh, no, I want to introduce Andrew. Wait, I got a short bio on you. The title of the program is How to Build a 7-Figure Brand with AI-Powered Content Creation. I've known Andrew for almost 2 years. He kind of pushed me down the AI rabbit hole. He's brilliant. And he's built a multi-million-dollar digital product business while helping thousands of entrepreneurs build their own profitable online brands. As the former affiliate manager of Copy AI, he played a key role in growing the company from 28,000 to over 10 million users in just 2 years. Now, as the founder of Design Hacker, Andrew is at the forefront of AI-powered marketing and branding. In this interactive workshop that he's going to do now, I just lost my train. You'll learn advanced AI prompting techniques for unique brand-aligned content, the 3 pillars of 7-figure brand, clear messaging, strategic monetization, and effective marketing, how to master Claude and ChatGPT for social media posts, and so much more. Without further ado, let's welcome my friend, Andrew Lane.
All right. Thanks for coming out tonight. It's a really good crowd, and I don't have a super rigid presentation. There's a lot of stuff I have prepared, but I want to make this kind of interactive and just give you guys the most value I can possibly give you tonight. I can't solve all of these things for you tonight, but I'm going to do my best to give you a good foundation, and I'll give you some links to get some other training and stuff from me if you want some of my recordings and tools. But I'm curious for you guys, what's most interesting to you? The advanced prompting, learning the basics of a 7-figure brand, details on like Claude and ChatGPT, how to get more out of it, or presentations and like visual design. So I'm just curious, like raise your hand if like number 1, advanced prompting, most interesting. All right, about half of you. So the 3 pillars of a 7-figure brand, about the same. Details like mastering Claude and ChatGPT. All right, kind of mixed. Presentations, visuals. All right, well, we're gonna have to go across the board tonight. That's good though. I mean, there's a little bit for everyone. All right, I've got a freebie for you guys, and a lot of the presentation I'll show you is gonna be here, so you don't have to take notes or like record too much. Most of what I'm gonna show you, you can grab for free, and I thought I had the link. It's actually designhacker.com/AI guide. So that will get you some of the stuff I'm going to show you today. There it is. Designhacker.com/AI guide right there. All right. You already know about me. Some of my background. I've launched a lot of different types of brands. So I built my own software company in my 20s. I've done like online courses, memberships, digital products. Built another software company, was a part of that launch. I've also done like e-commerce, Kickstarter launches, and helped clients launch online courses. So I have a pretty wide range of like types of brands. So for you guys, I had a chance to meet some of you. Out of everyone in here in the room, I'm gonna go through some of these. I want you to just kind of raise your hand if that applies to you. So who's in the room here? Business owners? All right, pretty good percentage. Marketers? Cool, up in the front. Developers? Nice, nice. AI enthusiasts? Like half the crowd? Okay, so you aren't enthusiasts. Anything else that I missed? Well, we won't get you. All right. Any goals? How many of you guys are building your personal brand? All right. Company brand? You like focus on doing that? Okay. Are you looking for like personal productivity for yourself? Cool. Team productivity, like managing your team. All right, it's a pretty good mix. I'm assuming you guys are all familiar with ChatGPT, Claude. That's pretty basic. And you guys dabble with like Mid-Journey and visual design, AI stuff? Not a lot. Okay, that's cool.
Leonardo.
Leonardo.
That's the one you turned me on to.
Super cool. So creating graphics and visuals. And you've probably seen like AI popping up now within every software product we use. So it's really becoming integrated. So it's just going to become part of our life, from Gmail to like video editing tools. Everything is going to have AI within it. It's just going to make everything more streamlined. So it's changing pretty quick. How often are you guys using AI? On a scale of 1 to 10, 5s in the house? 6?
1 was good.
Okay, so 1 is not using it at all. 10 is using it like all day, every day. So let's start with 1. No, not at all. A little bit. All right. 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, some 5s, 2s, 3s. 6, 7. All right. 8, 9. All right, there's a 9, 10. Okay. So a few 10s. So pretty mixed. That's interesting. Let's see. Any of you guys written your own prompts? All right, some of you. Do you guys know what prompts are? Anyone not know what prompts are? It's okay if you don't. So you know, but it's just like instructing the AI what to do. I'm just trying to get a gauge of where you guys are at. Any of you guys built a custom GPT? All right. Anyone not know what a custom GPT is? Not sure? Okay. How about Claude projects? A few of you? Okay. Any okay, well I think we got a pretty good understanding. Pretty good mix. I mean, it's interesting. You never know at an AI meetup what you'll get. For myself, I'm not an technical AI guy. I was a web designer, visual branding, marketer kind of type in my 20s, and I'm much more like customer facing. Like, how do we create content that engages, converts, and builds the business? So a lot more marketing and sales side of it. I found AI initially when I was running an agency and we had some clients. I was doing more like video and visual content for them. I hated writing. And when I saw that these AI tools could do some writing for the clients, the problem was they couldn't write anything either. So we were creating all this beautiful visual content for them, but it wasn't going anywhere because they didn't know what to say. They didn't want to write the content to put it out there, and nothing was happening. So I started experimenting with AI, And long story short, I started using the tools before most people. This is early 2021. And I started teaching people how to use them. Jumped on board with one of the top AI startups, started doing education with them, and ran their affiliate program. So just kind of been in the weeds of doing this with people for a couple years now. And when ChatGPT came out, that really changed the market, and it became more mainstream. But the problem was a lot of these AI tools that were built on top of the technology were kind of obsolete, because people would just go direct to ChatGPT instead of, before that, we were using their API to build tools that would interact with the AI, but now it's just directly straight to ChatGPT for the most part. So the tools that I use every day now, just so you guys know, I'm not a techie necessarily guy, but I like to create stuff, and the best tools that I've found to do that right now, Claude is just really good at this stage. Again, these things are changing all the time. ChatGPT, going straight to the source is my preferred approach, because even having worked with an AI company for a while, I noticed any of these tools that were popping up, there's a million AI tools, right? But for the most part, at this stage, I don't get as good a quality out of those versus going direct to Claude or ChatGPT. That could change at some point, but right now, just going straight to those tools is your best option for highest quality output. And to me, it's just a simple user experience. And have you guys heard of Gamma?
Yeah.
You have?
What is it? Oh wait, it's the voice.
I'll show you. Now, Gamma is sweet. I'll show you a demo. This stuff you guys can check out on your own time, but these are just really cool tools. Descript for video editing. They have some great AI stuff built in. I run my business on a platform called Podia, just for my website and blogging and all that. Just give me an idea of what I use every day. Opus Clip, anyone want to do video clips? Got one here. So these tools can kind of the AI is really good at just analyzing a bunch of information and finding stuff. So Opus Clip will find the highlights from your video and clip those video edits for you. Loom has some cool stuff. Do you guys use Loom a lot? They have built-in SOPs, so you can record your screen, talk it out, and then just click a button, and AI will create the SOP. So everything is just getting so much easier and faster. Any questions on these?
So Descript has that ability to find the highlights and clip them. Is there a reason to have Opus Clip instead of if you already use Descript?
No. I mean it's just preference. Descript's a little clunky for that kind of stuff, in my opinion.
Okay.
Where Opus is just built for that, so it's a little bit more streamlined.
Okay.
So I prefer to do it all within Descript, but it's not quite streamlined for me, at least.
Cool.
But yeah, they do a lot of overlap. A little more advanced stuff that's kind of new. Have you guys seen the new Notebook LM from Google? I'm not sure if it's paid or free, but pretty sweet. What you should try out, and you can YouTube this up, there's just so much cool information. You can go grab a YouTube video, pop it in there, it will analyze the video, and then create a podcast teaching you what's in that content. It's like a dialogue right there in real time, where it's hey, today we're going to take a deep dive in this topic. It's just the wildest thing you've ever heard, and it sounds so realistic, but it actually can help you learn stuff within 5 minutes versus an hour training in a really interesting way. And that's just one of the many things that it does. So try that one out, that's pretty new. Perplexity, any of you guys use that one? It's crazy for research. Just so many cool things with that one, but these are things I don't really use every day, but they're just interesting, keep your eye on them. Leonardo is the one that Canva actually just bought Leonardo.
Oh really?
Yeah, it's an incredible, basically just tell it what you want to create and it'll make the image for you. HeyGen for making videos where you can train it on a picture of you or a video of you, and then give it a script and it will start talking and look just like you. So yeah, it's just fun stuff that, if nothing else, you can start to look at these, because these are kind of the popular tools right now that you should definitely have on your radar.
What's the last one?
All right, I'm skipping ahead. Runway.
Oh, Runway.
Sorry, yeah, you couldn't see it back then.
What is it?
So Runway is for video creation from scratch. You tell it what kind of video, and it will generate realistic looking, really good for B-roll footage. You can get coastal scenes, all the way to humans walking. I mean, it's crazy what it can do.
And it's all stock footage, or is it?
It's creating it from scratch. So you tell it a monkey riding a bicycle, jumping off a building, it'll just create whatever you want. It studies a lot of stock footage or wherever they get this information from. But it is, this is the beauty of AI, is it's generating from scratch. or from its wild like knowledge base of what it knows. But for the most part, I mean, it's original stuff that you can use. All right, so a couple foundational things, then we can get in and I can log in and show you some stuff. This is how I look at prompting. So prompting is when you get into a tool like ChatGPT or Claude, how do you get it to write content for you, do that task? These are the 3 layers that I look at. And if you just, on a very simple level, start to get this figured out, you're gonna be way more productive. So for me, in my business, pretty much all day, every day, for all of my clients and my own projects, I'm using AI for everything. I try not to ever think. So in order for that to happen, the AI has to know a lot about my business, my brand, who my customer is, my personal story, my bio, what we offer, our services, our products, even who are, any details you can give it, even like how I want to talk and show up to my audience. That's your brand information, general info. That stuff you should just have handy, right? Have that written out. If you're having to go in there and tell it every time about your business, that's a bad start. So have that somewhere handy. You can do things like loading it into your AI tool so it always knows that. But I always recommend having that handy just so in case you need to give it that foundation, you don't have to repeat yourself. And the other side of that is start recording, like transcribing all this stuff. So the AI, like if you tell it to do stuff, it'll do it. But then you might find like, well, it's not quite right, or it's a little bit off. It doesn't know enough about you, and what's really good at is figuring out nuance and like interesting context about how you talk, what you care about. The more you give it, the more it can work with and actually get way more accurate. So what I do, and I have all my clients do this, is get the ChatGPT app on your phone and go for walks, and it has a feature where you can talk to it and record yourself, and just get stuff out of your head, written out, transcribed, and now have all that stuff somewhere that you can work with it, and start to teach the AI about this, and have it so that if you're trying to sell your product, you're like, I need to write a sales ad or a post on social media or a video to sell my product, you can just grab that thing you already brain dumped, I call them just brain dumps, give it all that information, say, review all this information about my offer, and now do this task. So by giving it all that information, you're gonna get way better results. So what I do is, I'll just show you for myself, I organize all this in Notion, and I literally have content brain dumps where I have like all these ideas, even times where I've been interviewed on podcasts, anywhere that I've been talking, getting ideas out of my head. And then I have the transcripts over here so that I can go grab that and copy that and drop it into an AI tool. So all of these are like 10 to 60 minute transcripts of me talking. And if there's something I want to go work on, I don't have to sit there and start from scratch. So the more you do this, right now, this is kind of a manual process. Pretty soon the AI is going to get better and better. It'll be able to handle more and more information. So by getting in this habit now, as AI gets smarter, you're gonna have all this information you can dump into it. And now you're gonna be like, oh my gosh, it's actually an assistant for my business. It can do anything almost perfectly the first time. So I do this with clients too. And every meeting, everything is recorded. It's just super cool when the clients are like, this is perfect, it's in my voice. And like I spend like 5 minutes on it. It's like any task, I can just drop in that, having all that stuff handy for any project I'm working on is great. So team discussions, get all that recorded, transcripts available, make it easy for you to go and find this. If they're in like Google Docs and stuff, to me that wasn't working. I had to create like a database like this. I like Notion for it because I can just organize it better, and it's super easy.
Andrew, sorry.
Yeah, go for it.
Notion also transcribes it, or you take the transcription and
I like the, Notion does some AI stuff, but they're just like racking up the fees. It's like unnecessary. So you could use something, any tool to transcribe. It could be Zoom calls, it could be Loom recordings. I like the app on my phone because I like to just walk, or you can get the app on your computer and literally just talk into it. Like here's the, on your computer, you can get ChatGPT. It's a download to your desktop, and you can just click the little mic button in the bottom, and you can record. I can do it right now. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and do a test recording. I'm doing a brain dump, doing an event, a meetup where I'm talking about AI, blah, blah, blah. So you can talk for a while, boom, instantly transcribes it, and then just chat it to yourself, and now you have that stored. And what I do is I say, hey, okay, I'm gonna do a bunch of brain dumps, just say okay when I'm done, so it doesn't try to talk back to you or like summarize it. But then you have this text written out, and now you can go copy that, paste it into wherever else you want to use it. So just get in the habit of getting stuff transcribed out of your head. That's going to make everything easier for you and your team.
Sorry, I have a quick question. It doesn't remember them, right? Because I've been trying to do that, but I have to do it every time.
Yeah, that's why I create my own library of stuff. It's getting a better memory, but it is capped on how much it remembers. So as of right now, it's not going to remember all these conversations you have. So when I have certain like buckets of content that I want to remember, when I start a new chat, I'll just dump it in there, like, hey, review all this info, and then we'll get started with the task. So I have it backed up.
You also don't really want it to remember because you have client 1 and then it remembers about client 2. So you want to kind of keep context.
Yeah.
But I'm talking more about the voice, like what you said, like you wanted to.
Right, your
write
brand
it
voice.
verbal, right? That's it.
Yeah, that's where you get more advanced would be. So what I do with clients is we create custom custom GPTs. So you start to load that stuff in, and these only have memory of what happens within that GPT. So it's just an option within ChatGPT where you can upload information. We take all their podcast transcripts, meeting information that we have with them, load it in there, and that's the best thing to do if you have clients. And then I can give them, the client, the link to this. So my clients love it because I give it to them. I'm like, hey, use your bot if you ever want to. It's just added value. But we use it internally for their projects too. Yeah.
Do you only use ChatGPT to create content, or do you also use Claude? I heard that Claude can be better for creative.
Yeah. I actually use Claude much more. But I have both right now because it's a race. So I test them almost every day, like to see, I kind of take the same task and run them through and see what I like. Because ChatGPT now is starting to do like incremental updates. So I see it getting a little bit better here and there where Claude's doing these like big ones. It's just a race. So I'm trying to like bet on both of them right now because it could change any week. And Claude has the same kind of deal where you can create projects. And so like within a project, you can upload information into it. So you can have all that stuff like our podcast episodes, recent marketing team meetings. I take all the transcripts and load them in there. So it has that context. And again, I don't start from scratch. And it can handle a lot of information on Claude. So Claude projects, it's really cool, and custom GPTs on ChatGPT. And the reason all that matters, as I mentioned, is because these 3 levels. So getting that basic info is really key. The next thing you want to look at are like tasks that, can you get the AI to do this for me? And this is where I get obsessed. Like, I learn from people. I'm like, okay, who's the best marketer in the world? Let me go watch their YouTube video, see how they do things. And then I try to get the AI to do that for me based on, my unique situation. Can I create instructions that will guide it, tell it to do that? Write that type of post, write that type of video script, write that type of email, that type of sales page. And then now I give it that information on my brand, and then I give it a detailed instructional task. That's going to give it the guide, like what to do. The next level is any unique details. Okay, it's my fall promotion. It's 30% off. It's any details it would need to complete that task. So those are the 3 buckets you look at. And for what I do in my business is I create a library of prompts. And so every task that comes up, I'll just show you like one task that we do for clients. And this is like true for any task you have in your business that you're doing. It could be internal stuff. I do it for like client, we have a sales call. I take the transcript, we run it through our prompts to like analyze the conversation, talk about the, whatever they were concerned about, decisions we made. It writes the email, we send that out. So it could be internal sales stuff or team stuff. Just internally like analyzing our client meetings every week and keeping me on track is amazing. So like that's one of the biggest headaches that AI solved for me, is just being able to take on more clients, more workload with way less stress. Because I used to have to go and like watch the meeting replays and like, oh my gosh, just keep all this in my head. Now I just like 10 minutes before the meeting, I grab the transcript. Hey, what decisions did we make last time? Where are we at? What do we need to focus on in this meeting? And it's like, I'm on top of it, So I never miss anything. And that's where we're at now. It's just gonna get better and better to where that's gonna kind of automatically happen, and then pretty soon your phone will just be like your assistant telling you what's going on. But it's only gonna happen if you get in the habit of getting that information transcribed or in a way that the AI can read it and get organized with your content so it can do more for you. Now these, on that task level, I just want to show you a really simple one here. This is like for a client who has a podcast, we're like, hey, we want to find these golden nuggets in it and get like 10 key insights. So a really simple task. I just take the transcript, and so I basically like copy the prompt. We'll go to like ChatGPT or Claude or whatever, and the prompt is all set up. So I don't have to think about this anymore. I figured out once. It has the, if I spell right wrong, it has the like description of the task. I like to put the context so it knows where is this going? Like how are they gonna see this and interact with this content? So telling it like what the situation is. The viewer's mindset. These are things that have worked really well to improve the quality of the content. And again, I'm trying to get my prompt to get me almost perfect results the first time. So these are things that I've had to wrestle with for years, like guide it, like how can it know all this? And I just give it the transcript of the episode and boom, it knows like, okay, the viewer is scrolling through the social media feed when they see this. Do you have any questions or, yeah?
When you say viewer's mindset, are you kind of talking about like your target audience's like psychographic?
Exactly.
Okay.
So it kind of knows like this, I may be more specific in that, but it kind of figures it out. But it's like, I tell it like, take a long form piece of content. I don't even know if I might have screwed up my own grammar in this, but it's smart enough to figure it out. But I kind of give it enough information. I just kind of really quickly write this out as I'm doing it, and then iterate my prompt so that ideally, if I'm seeing it not performing well, I just improve my prompt. And now I don't have to really think about it. I'm like, oh, let me just add a little line, don't do this, or like avoid doing this. So my prompts end up getting pretty long over time because I'm just adding in a little bit more details to guide it. But pretty soon, even like assumptions, I find these things work well. If I tell it like, the person seeing this content has very little context, they're scrolling on social media, they're thinking about, or they're not thinking about these ideas at the moment. It really understands natural language, so it can really understand this type of instructions. You don't have to be a programmer here, just talk to it and tell it what's going on. You'll see way better results by getting these prompts dialed in. And then if I grab, let me grab a, I'll just grab an example here. So this is what's cool, like clients, I can go grab our meeting stuff, just being organized, it's huge. Let's go grab something from his recent episode. And again, just grabbing all that raw text, having that handy. Now at the bottom of my prompts, I say, here's the content. So I prepare it. Now in this case, it doesn't have any info about the brand, which isn't needed for these types of tasks. It can kind of handle just a content. But what I'm doing here is giving it the instructions, and now the unique information it needs is that episode content. So when I put all that in, now I can do that task where the result should look like what I want, or like these 10 insights that I can use on like social media graphics and stuff. And this is kind of the format I wanted to come out in. So that's really every task I do, from blog writing, emails, sales pages, I follow the same kind of process. So those are the 3 levels to think about. And as you can see, I get all that really backed up and organized. These organized, and the unique details, having access to this raw content to work with is also key. All right. So that's some prompting stuff. That was some like advanced prompting, I guess. Brand builder trifecta. So this is something I've given a lot of thought to over the years. And I made up this trifecta from my perspective, studying brands, building brands. These are the 3 things that you need to get figured out. Every good brand that's making money has ideally all 3 of these operating at a high level. Your marketing, your messaging, and your monetization. So if you're lacking in one of those, you're gonna have some trouble growing your brand and your business. So marketing is like getting found. Like one example is like go on the street corner, hold up a sign, right? I'm marketing, people see me. Now, how's your messaging at that point? Like, do you look very credible? Are they like, can they get the information they need at that point? Like, is this actually effective? Like your messaging now, they may see it, But the messaging is, will that turn into customers? So standing out there in a clown suit, like holding a sign, you might get attention, but it doesn't mean it's going to convert to sales. So if you were in a different environment where you look professional, like me up here right now, right? It's like I would have a better chance of selling than going on the street corner talking to random people. Niche down, talk to people you want to talk to, show up professionally. That's your messaging. And then how do you position yourself, your story, and showcase your expertise? That can be automated, right? So it might start manually, real conversations with people. People often struggle with their messaging when they start. I say go talk to people, right? Get on calls. Try selling your stuff in person, one-to-one. Figure out what is landing. I've developed my own messaging over the years, and I can sell clients way faster because I've had those painful times where we have a sales call, and it's just like they have no idea what's going on. They don't get it. They don't see the value. That's the most frustrating thing, right? Now it's like I can have a podcast out there where they consume content from me already, so they're already kind of warmed up. They see some of the positioning on my sales pages. They see the testimonials, the case studies. All that can be done. Maybe they watch a sales video. Maybe they just buy it without me having to do anything, right? So the messaging can be automated. That does take a lot of time to build that up. It's also how it looks, how it feels, your accomplishments, your credibility. Getting that all listed out is going to make everything easier in your business. But if no one sees it, it doesn't matter how pretty your website is, how great you are. If they don't see it, that doesn't matter. Finally, the monetization, if they do buy it and then your delivery sucks, your product sucks, you're going to get a bad reputation, bad reviews, it hurts everything else. So the monetization is, how do I create a great customer experience, how to add more value, and make that exchange super enjoyable for them so they want to keep buying from me and tell people about it. That's it. Those are your 3 pillars. The cool thing is like AI can help with all 3 of these, right? So now you have to look at, how do I get AI to improve my customer experience? What can we do to add more value? So what I've been doing in my agency is I stack more value and figure out how we can do more with less work, less stress for us, give more value to the clients. AI has helped me so much doing that, like getting my team more efficient. Our VAs can use all my prompts now. Like things are so much more high level, templatizing everything, streamlining it. AI can help just stay on track and then automate a lot of those things. The messaging, I use AI for sales pages, a lot of sales pages, email communication, and just getting all the basics looking good. Now even the visual side is starting to get better, so a tool like Gamma can help you present more visually appealing. I'll show you that in a little bit. Just making it look pro is a good start. Having good quality content to tell your story. I was talking to someone earlier about like, how do I improve my, I'm getting traffic but no one's buying, right? Well, you can experiment and try different angles. Like maybe I'm not hitting the right pain point. Maybe I can get AI to give me like 3 different ways of pitching this or positioning my offer to address different pain points or desires that they have. Am I clearly communicating that? You can get a first draft written up, 3 different angles written up, like experiment, use AI to help tweak that and improve it. It's not, there's no easy answer, and even AI can't give you the perfect answer. You have to figure that out for yourself. You can do it way faster now and way less work. Then marketing, this is just a grind. If you're doing content creation, it's just a lot of work, so it obviously can help there. But if you are doing other strategies, I'll show you a couple of those strategies today with marketing.
Could you give us an example of which AIs you use for a particular project? So let's take a small project.
Sure.
Give us how you do all this thing.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I use Claude for almost everything, like 95% of it. Other than that, like the tools I showed you are like Descript for transcribing stuff. Getting that raw data to work with is key. So, but using Claude to analyze stuff and keep me on track, to help with the client experience and improve that. We build like these, we create the bots now for our clients, so adding more value. AI is going to be able to do more and more that you can offer to your clients. So it's not quite there yet, but I'm looking for ways to like, how can we get more value? Whatever you're selling, you can look for ways to use AI to improve the customer support, right? That's a huge one that's coming up. For messaging, I mean, there's just a lot of like sales experience, like how am I communicating this value? How are the emails going out? Am I telling the right stories? Am I sharing this in the right way? Is my emotional, tone connecting with them? You can really improve that. And then marketing, similar kind of content, but you're just trying to get it out to more people. That could also be outreach. If you want to reach out to influencers and stuff. On the marketing side, create messages that can go out to them and try to use AI to help you do things that maybe would normally seem really hard. But now if you could sit down in one day and blast out some outreach, repurpose some old content. A lot of people think they have to start from scratch with content. It's no, a lot of my clients, they have stuff recorded that's just sitting there. And I was that same way. I had all these trainings I'd done, even video meetings with clients that I had done privately with clients. I could pull out golden nuggets from that. Analyze this coaching call I did with a client and find some of the pain points that they had and how did I solve them for them, and then turn that into new content that I could share, because that's just sitting there. I don't have to do any more work. I'm already doing this all day. If you're helping people solving problems, repurpose that in marketing and get that out there so you're multiplying, amplifying your message, getting it in front of more people.
Could you, that last part of the workflow, so you're repurposing it, it's giving you a transcript and then you're recording it, you are actually recording that, or are you taking that transcript, running it through another AI to get the audio of that transcript, and then what was the one you said, runway or something like that, the B-roll with that? Or
You can get very complicated. The simplest would be write out those one-liners. I said 10 insights. Just a quick tweet or an X whatever. I don't know, but you could it could be a one-line thing that you post all the way to a whole 1 hour training. That is the scope that I go with from repurposing stuff. You can have the AI give you whatever you want. If you're trying to create quote cards or things, or you want to just show up daily and share an idea, that could be a really simple thing. I have prompts that kind of take ideas and format them into short video scripts. So if I wanted to have a bunch of little scripts ready to go that I could just read, you could do that. Whatever you would want to do, get AI to help you get almost all the way there. And then obviously you have to do the final bit. Yeah.
May I add to your
Sure, yeah.
comment? I had a client that we didn't know where to go with her branding or marketing. We used Perplexity.
Cool.
I went on Perplexity and I said, find everything you can find about this person, right? Found everything you could find about this person, broke it down. Took that, if you go to OpenAI, ChatGPT, you can get their content wizard. I took that from Perplexity, popped into their content wizard, said, come up with 3 months of social media content based off of Perplexity's finding. The great thing about Perplexity is it knows its sources, right? So you know where you're getting the content from. It built out a whole social media content strategy. And then from there, you can use Dolly, you can use Flux Pro. Those are all image generating, plus Claude, that will summarize content to create new prompts. So we didn't know where to go with this. We had Perplexity figure out everything about the person, what is a great content marketing strategy from there, build out that content for me, because that's what AI can do, right? Attach images, use Claude for prompting, and you literally can have AI map out your entire content strategy, captions, images, save that in a document, and you've got your strategy there. And I think the paid version might update memory with ChatGPT. And there's a setting to, because it's OpenAI, there's a setting to turn off the openness of OpenAI and ChatGPT as well.
Nailed it, yep. So my recommendation is start with the easiest thing you can do, but know that you can take it as far as you want. And if you're stuck, ask AI to help you and figure out the plan.
Yeah.
So it's that's kind of where I want to get to with this next point is what I've seen, and we can go in the weeds of all the technical stuff. There's so many great videos out there, and this stuff's honestly every week is getting totally easy. It's hard to even keep up with how fast it's changing. So I think the mindset is really key to all this. I'm gonna share this and then one more really cool case study with you. But this, how many of you guys have read this book, 10X is easier than 2X? Oh wow, cool. I recommend reading this. It is really key for your mindset. And the concept is, it's actually easier to do 10X more than doubling. Let's say you want to double your productivity, your workload, your results. You're going to do a lot of the same things the way you're doing them now, but you're just going to work harder, right, to get double. But when you think 10X, you can't do it the same way. And that's where I think AI is really powerful because it can help you think way bigger. What if I had all these things happen in my business? What if I had all these things automated? Can AI start to help me piece all this together? And in that mindset, you're going to be ahead of the curve because it's going to get there eventually. But the faster you get on top of this, the sooner you're going to get ahead of the pack, make your life easier, add more value to the market. So read that book. I mean, it's just going to be perfect for the AI world that we're in. These are some of the key points. I won't labor on this too long, but highly recommend getting in the mindset. And I say that, oh yeah, go ahead.
Well, I just have a quick question. I see a common theme. It sounds like there's a lot of different tools to be able to use. Is there something to be able to organize everything you do per client with all of these tools? And if there isn't, if you had that, how much time and energy would that save? Would it be enough that you'd be super psyched about it?
Yeah, I think a lot of people are trying to solve that. For me, it depends on the person. For me, I kind of like having more control over like the buckets. So for me, Notion has been like where I kind of dump and keep it all organized. That's worked well for me.
Is that what you showed us?
Yeah, Notion, like the databases and stuff. I started using that a few years ago, and it's just like, and then they were using it. A lot of the startups I've kind of consulted for and work with, they use Notion to keep everything organized, and I was like, whoa, this is a whole different level than I realized. But I think there's some tools like this tool called like Swell AI. It kind of does that. Some of you guys heard of that? Where it kind of does all this that I'm showing you, and like their whole idea is like all your prompt templates, all your content can be loaded in, the whole workflow would be happening automatically. I just haven't seen the results. Like I get better results manually doing it myself. So I guess I'm more of a like control freak in that sense. But there are a lot of tools that kind of do help you just like, boom, it just does it all. And it's going to get better and better. I mean, people are building now layers on top. That we're finally to a point now where the next couple of years we're going to see the layer on top, because like the mothership is like OpenAI with ChatGPT, Anthropic with Claude, Google's in the race, Meta's in the race. We're going to see them all competing. Those are the big like crazy warehouses of like brains and computers. So everything's building on top of these like billion, trillion-dollar platforms. As of right now, going straight to, for me, ChatGPT or Claude, I'm getting the best results, and it just seems to work the best for my needs. But I think we're going to see developers pulling things out and like doing more with it that takes it to a different level. I just got discouraged from that because working with Copy AI, where we spent like millions of dollars building custom stuff, and then it was like the next month ChatGPT rolls out an update that just eliminates the need for all that stuff that the team built. So it was really discouraging to be like, and then I'm like using the tools that we built to like harness ChatGPT, but take it to another level. I was getting lower quality results versus going straight to ChatGPT. So that was my experience, and I kind of like, there's a huge transition that happened. So at this point, I recommend just getting good at ChatGPT and Claude right now. Practice there, and you'll be, if you get good at those, you'll be able to take advantage of whatever comes down the pipeline. Yeah, 2 questions.
Curious if you tried Meta AI, and how does that compare?
Yeah, I mean, they have like their open source stuff. I haven't spent too much time on it, but
They have the website, Meta AI.
yeah, I haven't played with it too much. I guess I haven't seen a lot of buzz around my use case, like how I would use AI, but it's getting better. Like they're leaping really quick. So Meta and Google are like really investing a lot into this. So I expect a lot from them in the next few months, years, whatever.
Do you like it, or do you have an idea?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, I'm curious.
It's interesting. Meta AI is interesting. Google one, not getting success with that.
Is there something specific that you like about Meta AI?
ChatGPT, Claude, Meta AI, they kind of keep the context. Gemini loses context all the time. So I'm curious where that will pan out.
Yeah, the context window is a big one. Claude's the best at that.
Meta AI for that you wouldn't use ChatGPT, or what differentiates those?
Just the limits that I have. Context on it different. It's not that it runs out of context window.
Oh, okay.
It loses track what you're talking about. So Gemini, you can say like, hey, I'm working on this. Like, great, awesome, here's what you do. Next step. And it forgets it first.
Yeah, it forgets, yeah. That's where Claude, I think, is the best at that right now, for remembering for a long time. It used to be so, like my prompts used to be so hard, because I kept pushing it, like, because it would just, couldn't handle all that. Now the prompts, like, you can tell it a lot. So really experiment on like what it can do for you. Imagine like the biggest thing you could do for you, try get it to do that, and you may be surprised. Like I'm trying to get it to write like hour-long webinar scripts, like with like all these nuances, almost getting there, but to a point where like you pay a writer like $10,000 to write this stuff, and I'm training it on all this stuff, but I'm learning like, okay, we need like this kind of pivot at this point, and like how to like bring in this and the testimonial. So whatever you're passionate about, and you're like really wanting to be able to perform and do a lot of the thinking for you, you got to put the time into like see if the AI can do it for you. All right, so real quick, this one, I just want to share, a question?
I was just going to ask, like a little bit ago, you talked about finding different tasks to use AI to accomplish. Do you have any sort of process to like task map everything in your business to look at like what potential tasks can be utilized through AI?
It's mostly just when the friction comes up.
Okay.
Like if I find myself doing the same thing over and over and I dread it, I got to sit down and just spend an hour or two and like knock this out. That's just how, like, that library started with like 2 tasks, right? And now I have a whole list of prompts that just like, the thinking's done. At least most of it, now I just kind of fine tune. Yeah.
Just to expound on what you were saying with that, something that I've come into contact with every day is dealing with clients and they don't understand how to use an AI, specifically generative AI. So you can even ask that question. This is what's going on with my business right now. These are obstacles that I have. What will be the next logical step? Or what task can I automate with these processes? And you can use prompts to allow generative AI to give you that output and tell you what makes sense. It's like, you ever heard that concept, garbage in, garbage out? Computers are dumb. So you have to give it as much information as possible. All of this stuff is data on the back end.
But that's changing because if you guys heard of the preview or the, what is it, the 01 preview, ChatGPT? So they have like a new era of AI has already begun. It's going to be reasoning now and like actually thinking. So you actually is telling it less. The way you prompt that one is you say like a very minimal amount of prompt, and then it thinks, and the AI thinks about the whole spectrum of possibilities, and then finds the best solution for you. So it'll do a lot of the thinking now. Which that's going to be like, okay, how do you leverage that? So with clients, I would like do that first and prep. Like when I meet with clients, I would prep. We do this whole like every pace of like our sales side, like the messaging, the sales, like how do we sell our stuff? I try to think about everything. How much we give them so much value at the beginning. I have them fill out a little form with like a little bit of information, and then we run it through these prompts that we have. And I put together what we put together for our clients. I'll just show you this. It's actually over here. It's a document like this that when we meet with them, it's their whole brand. Let me just hide it here. Anyway, it's like this whole document with all this stuff about their brand. We do all this ahead of time for free because it takes me like 5 minutes. But then we go through this with the meeting, like, hey, here's what we're looking at with your business. Here's kind of like what we see with your customer. Is this accurate? I'll show you more of this in a second, but we give them a whole document of like their value equation, like dream outcome with their client, how you can overcome objections, any concerns that would come up. Then we present like lead magnet ideas. We present to them digital product name ideas because we help clients mostly with like teaching and sharing their expertise online.
Okay, so how do you differentiate it here? Like, I'm sure we've all gone and read an article on the internet and you're like, wow, this sounds like ChatGPT, or like this sounds like AI generated. Like, how do you de-risk that when you're trying to create bespoke, like bespoke offerings such as this within 5 minutes?
That it's if we go back to this, I find that in the instructions I can tell it, don't like I literally say like, don't say these words and avoid these like cliche AI things. So I kind of teach it. Mm-hmm. I'll kind of, that's what I do. I would start with a brain dump, my frustration, right? I would just record myself saying, this sucks, like the way you're writing is terrible. I don't like how you say that. Stop using this word. Just get all that out of your head. And then have AI like summarize that for me, tighten that into a clean little paragraph. Now I add that to all my prompts. So my instructions now have that whole rant that I went on, and I don't have to say it again. In every prompt, I tell it, don't do this. And I give it a list of words not to say. But what I find really matters is here, when you give it a lot of raw information, like I'm working with my clients, we work with a lot of stuff that they've talked out, whether in our private meetings or in their like content that they're making. So I can give the AI a lot more nuance and context, and I say right in their voice, right in their style, they're authentic, and make it more personal. And it can actually figure out the nuance because it actually has a lot to pull from. So it's not just using the default, right? Because here's the thing, the default AI is going to be very lazy. It has its training, and it's going to try its best to do the minimal amount of work possible because it costs more money to think more, right? It actually costs it more to think. That's why these newer prompts that are really smart take like 10, 20 seconds, and you can only do a few of them a day because it costs more. So I like push the AI to really think and like analyze deeply like how this person talks, study this whole like meeting that we had with them, and now write this content in their voice to their ideal customer. And I swear, like we give it to our clients, like first draft, I don't edit anything, and they're like, bingo, nailed it. I'm like, cool. Like it's pretty fun to see. So those 3 levels, get better at those and you'll see it. A fun like 100, there's so much more I can share, but this 100x thinking, I learned from one of the co-founders of Copy AI. They were just super cool guys to work with, and they were like, early days, they're like, we gotta think 100x. How do we have like a team of like 10 people and get 10 million users with like minimal amount of work and stress? And so there were a few ways on the marketing side. 100x, we don't want to sit here and do all the marketing ourselves. So they did a really good job of user-generated content, finding influencers who already had audiences. So that's like a very manual thing, right? Anyone can do that right now. Affiliate marketing, I managed their affiliate marketing. We had 50,000 affiliates sharing the message. It was, amplifying your message. But what they really did well was SEO content. And I'm not saying this to tell you to go do SEO and write blogs, because I don't know if that's going to really matter in the future, but this is the mindset, right? So what they did is they created thousands of blog articles that were valuable and helpful. And this is an example of one right here. All right, so they thought, who's our ideal customer? What pain points do they have? And how can we solve that problem for them when they're searching? So they had AI analyze a list of all the searches that people are doing around writing. And they found all these long tail keyword phrases like follow-up email after networking templates. So they just put templates at the end. But the things people are searching for, they created thousands of blogs, and each one was the same. It had the big bold title there, like what the problem you're solving, and how to write and examples, right? Template, how to write examples, super clear and valuable. They had a button to go do that, and that got them to sign up into the app. They actually had AI create a visual, an image, that was also SEO, so the image information had it. But they also had AI come up with what you would need to say in it. So like all the information they would want to solve this problem, AI did it at scale automatically. And every article had all these answers in it. So how to write a follow-up, 3 examples. And the team didn't do any of this. And then below it, there were relevant or related templates. You can see like abandoned cart email templates, executive summary templates. This is one of the ways that they got massive reach and provided more value in the market by just solving these problems that people were already looking for and needed help with. But that's maybe not replicatable for everybody, but that's the kind of thinking, like how can I really help more people? Can I use AI to do some of this thinking, package it up nicely, put it under my brand, and then have that messaging guide them into my product? Question?
How can I do that on English?
There's that guy that actually built Swell AI, I forget his name, but he's, talk about 100x, this guy, he's killing it online, building his brand. Worth following, but he built a tool called Draft Horse AI that kind of does something similar. They call it programmatic SEO, and it will like find the keyword phrases that your audience is looking for. It'll write thousands of articles, post them for you. So check it out. I've heard good things about them.
Draft Horse AI.
Andrew?
Yeah.
We probably need to wind up in about 10 minutes
Yeah.
at the most. 10 more minutes, because it's 7:54, so like 8:05.
Cool. Yeah, I could wrap up. I haven't even gotten to my 10 things, but
Well,
you can get that for free.
Why don't you go to 10 things? Or,
No, it's fine. We can do Q&A. I mean, I can show you stuff. I can show you the Gamma tool.
Yeah.
Anything you guys want.
What do you think will work in 10 minutes?
Okay, this is a fun one. Gamma. I'm using this more and more, and I'm doing some consulting with them. They're going to get into more social media content. Well, they've solved really well. Let me just show you. Let's try one.
Now, what does Gamma do?
I'll show you. So what do you guys want to make? We can make a presentation about any topic, or we can choose one of these examples. What's an expertise someone has you want to write about?
Right now, let's do maybe a Q3 analytics report.
All right, so it's going to make up a lot of stuff, but
Yeah, that's okay.
for what type
I need
of?
to do that, so.
For a
Social media platforms,
media like platform.
strategies, platforms,
Forms.
competitor analysis.
All right, cool. So we get a first draft. I can do a presentation. Like I said, they're doing these other, they're adding social media stuff. But this is the fun part. I'll just go ahead and do the default here. It'll create the outline and have some of their variables. Now it has these built-in themes that are like beautiful you could start with. But you can also build your own, which I do for clients. So we build like custom themes that are branded for the client.
So you can bring in brand kit?
Yeah, it's really good brand customization. I'll start with one of their built-in ones though. Let's just do this guy and generate. Now what it does is it does both the content and visuals and the layout. It's pretty stunning. I mean, where we're at right now with AI is like, yeah, it's fun. So the visuals are usually pretty sweet. Let's just scroll down. Now what I also like is they have like these presentation options, and I could even do some like.
Can I ask, so you,
Can you upload an existing deck or a presentation and have it polish it?
I think you can upload like a PowerPoint or something. I haven't tried that because I haven't done that, but they do have some like uploads options.
You can upload like Google Slides, like just copy, and
It'll generate a new.
make one of these beautiful presentations out of it.
So when you upload the data, do you upload like an Excel sheet, PDF?
Yeah, if you wanted to make one that was more accurate, like to your stuff, what you could do is paste in text. That's what I usually do, and I'll just grab a bunch of stuff. You can drop it in. It'll organize it for you. So if we used, what did we say? Like create a Q3. What was it?
Like else, I don't know what it is. Q3, social media, analytics, marketing.
Marketing stuff. Okay. Very detailed. Make up the info. So you can just get your info. This is good for like teaching too. I like having synthetic data. Like, so I have clients who teach like resume building, and we just have it like make a really bad resume, and then you can teach why it's bad. And then she has a metric of what a good resume is that'll grade and analyze a resume. So we just take the ugly one, run it through her prompt that analyzes it, gives a grade, and then she can create unlimited digital content teaching like the mistake that was made. So you can have AI make up content to teach with, and then there's your marketing educational content. So if I take this, I'll just work with that for now and paste it in. And you can kind of like, it will kind of condense it and do some things. Let's try to preserve. Anyway, let's just rock with that. I'll give it like the max amount of cards. And then let's just choose one of these. I just think these guys are the future of content because they're a really cool team based out of San Fran and like really talented. They're bringing it all together, something that's really usable.
for the website side of things, how does that, like, how does that work? How do you get it from that to being a website?
You just publish it.
Okay.
Yeah, it just gives you a link, and you can buy your own domain. And so they have some good YouTube videos, kind of show. I haven't really used it for websites, but I do use it for like proposals for clients. I'll turn it into websites and give a link, and just send it to them. But yeah, it's going to put together, in this case.
Could you share how you feel about uploading different varieties of data to those tools? We have a CSV of marketing research. Do you feel comfortable uploading that?
For this, I'd probably run it, I would put that into ChatGPT or Claude first and have it analyze it into a different format. I don't think this can take CSV, but I could double check, I don't know.
I just mean from data security versus.
Oh, security, yeah. You get the paid plan for security stuff. You use the paid ChatGPT. I think the team, you have to get the team plan, it's $60 a month, but that's gonna be private and secure. So I use that for like clients and all my business. Claude, I'd have to double check on Claude, how their privacy is. They have the team option as well, it's a higher tier. I don't know if you get it for the 20 a month, but they're solving some of that. So yeah, anything like behind the scenes you don't want, I would look into those options. Yeah.
So if you have a product like an app or something, can you use like ChatGPT to use its image processing thing and then get data out of that, like try to teach ChatGPT what the product is and then make the presentation? Is that
Yeah, you could. Yeah, I think I get what you're saying. Like, work with ChatGPT to get the.
yeah, but the image processing, how it is.
You could. Yeah, you could pull them in. You could upload whatever images you want here. So if you have stuff, you can upload it. But I like how it's fun to see what it comes up with, just making it up. But with ChatGPT, I'll just show you one tool that I
Now,
use.
those images that Gamma uses, stock photos, or are they AI generated?
These are totally original.
That's an AI generated.
AI generated, yeah. And you can choose the models too. They let you use all the image models. It's getting better. I mean, these are actually looking a lot better.
Yeah, that looks real.
Wow, yeah.
What's the output?
I'm impressed. Yeah, this is like as of every week I'm like amazed.
What are the output files? Can you output this to Google Slides? Is it editable afterwards?
Yeah, with this you could share. This is not sponsored by Gamma, by the way. I'm just pumped about it. So, and I've been doing some consulting with them, so like I want to share it. Yeah, you can export it as a PDF, PowerPoint, or all the slides as PNGs. So they're doing cool stuff with like carousels. They're adding like a square size. So what you'll be able to do is like take your whole transcript and like run it through and have it turn into like carousels, all your custom branding. And like when you're in here, this is what I do is like you just switch your branding. I mean, anytime, like you just automatically update everything. And it's, dude, it's just fun. I could sit here all day, but they have all these like built-in smart layouts and ready-made, like, it just looks beautiful without any work, so. One more thing I'll show you. So this is a tool that I built. That link I showed you at the beginning has some free stuff. If you want to get this tool, I have it up for $19 right now. And what it will do is it'll help you build a brand snapshot. That's that first layer of your prompt design. So what you can do is have it, you can talk to it to have it, give it some information. It will help you write it up. I'll just create an example right now so you can see what it looks like. Basically what I do for my clients, we try to get their whole brand dialed in to a simple overview, what their name is, the business name, what they offer, the bio, the niche and sub-niche, so it has this context, the ideal customer, like details about the customer, why they're not satisfied, what they desire. So it kind of does all this thinking for you, and it can either, this is just building it from scratch, but what you can do is give it like your website, or you can give it any information you have about your business. Give it like 2 sentences and it will do a pretty good first draft. And then you can just work with it and be like, what I do is I'll read through what it generates and just give it some feedback. Like, hey, that's a good start. Here's actually a few things. So what I do with clients, we just read through it and say what's true or not, how they would say that better. Really quickly, you can get a nice refined brand snapshot, and that's the foundation to get the AI up to speed. And then what I do that's really fun is I try to get it, I want to know what it's seen. So like, okay, awesome. Now help me see the visual branding, create a mood board to show me what it can look like. Mood board. So it's really fun to like try to get in the brain like of the AI to see what it's actually thinking, and it will create graphics for you. To give you like, now I could go to a client and be like, which direction you like better? Because I can say, well, that's not it, let's go in this direction. Just having variations, and it will make like a concept of a brand.
Well, that was cool.
Or you could take photos you already have and load them in and have it analyze your website and describe your colors in detail, and then create other mock-ups like, okay, what can my social media look like? Create mock-ups now using that brand direction.
I got a quick
Yeah.
question that Fernando wants to know, and I don't know how are you using all this AI-generated content to generate leads for yourself and your clients, or is that too long? Because we really only have like 5 minutes left. Does anybody want to know that?
Yeah.
Yes. Is that too long?
No, I mean, it's the 3 pillars.
The 3 pillars.
Yeah, right now I've
That's
been
what I
focused
thought.
more on high-ticket clients. So for me, that was getting my messaging right, getting my sales pages, and then working on that onboarding experience. So how can we make that more premium? So I showed you that, like, the like report that we create for them with all this info for free without, even charging. So like those sales calls, we convert at like 50% for a $15,000 package. Like we attract the right people and we're able to sell really well. It's like, and they already know about us. So the content marketing side, I'm starting my own podcast and like doing more
How do they know
teaching.
about you? I mean, like-
Mostly through referrals actually, and just
Okay.
through connections. But that's what because that was a bottleneck. Because having sales calls that go poorly is not fun. So
Yeah.
just improving the messaging. And then also we've spent a lot of time on the customer experience, the monetization. So now we're getting to a point where I'm starting to go create other income streams, do more educational stuff, and teach this and sell educational products. So I'm starting a podcast. So with our clients, it's really the easiest way is a podcast. Because again, we're trying to there's many wins to doing a podcast. Practicing, teaching, sharing your expertise, getting the stuff out of your brain in a way that you can get the AI to help you more. Even if no one sees your podcast, those are going to be big wins for you. But what I like about a podcast is it's a place to just dump stuff, and no one really sees your first 100 episodes anyways. So, but once you get past 100 episodes, you're actually a legit thought leader.
Wow.
So don't even worry about your first 100. Just get in the habit of creating content. All you need is one graphic. It could be a picture of you, be like the Joe Show, you could change that later. But one graphic, and now you're just uploading content, right? Get in the habit of doing that. Practice teaching what you know. And what I do is I try to I'll just show you my plan. I'm trying to make this easier for myself because I don't have as much free time as I would like to just do this all day. What I did is, so I'm thinking 100x. I'm doing 100 case studies. So I'm finding interviews online where people talk about how they built their brand and made money and what they did. And I'm getting that raw content. I'm running it through a prompt that analyzes it through my perspective, breaks it down into my 3 pillars. So I'm showing my expertise, basically doing the thinking for me, hearing their stories and how they built a brand. I have a prompt that tells it what to look for, and then it writes the whole article for me, and then I just can record the content. That's not the one. Let me show you. So this is my planning for content marketing, right? These are. This is the AI. I have the AI do all the hard thinking for me, so I sit down and I can just get to work. It'll come up with the titles, it'll come up with the intro, it will come up with each section of my content. This is turned into blog articles, YouTube, podcasts. But it's just one prompt, and then it's just where's that raw content coming from? I can go find stuff that, again, all this information is collecting dust. That's what I see, is where's the arbitrage? There's all these great interviews online that are just sitting there, and no one's, unless you go sit and listen to this whole back and forth conversation. What if I condense it down to 10-minute episodes where I analyze what they said and just repurpose other people's content?
So, this
Yeah.
was good, I'm sorry, I need to wind up.
Cool. One more question or?
Well, it's 8:10, I mean.
Oh yeah, are we already there?
Yeah, we gotta get out of this room. By the time
Cool.
everybody talks to everyone, plus I wanna make 2 announcements.
Yeah. I'll just pull this up again so you guys can.
Give them a scan.
Yeah, if you want
Scan.
more.
And then I want to make 2 announcements. So if anybody needs the scan code, not scan code, parking discount vouchers, I've got them. And another thing, he did mention VAs and virtual assistants. A lot of people use VAs and they don't know where to go. Jenna Hatch owns a company called Project Source.io, Project Source.co.
Project Outsource.
Outsource, that's it. And she does, she has a whole VA company, so I would check in with her. Secondly, somebody asked about Notion. Notion's definitely not the easiest, so another person to look at on LinkedIn, she's a certified Notion consultant here in Austin. Her name is Sarah Loretta. And that's it. Thank you.
Sarah Loretta is one of 50 certified.
By Notion consultants in the country. She's pretty amazing. Yeah. So if you're interested in that, just reach out to her too. Andrew, thank you.
Yeah, thank you guys.
You rock. Always, yeah. Thank you for coming. Everyone, y'all.
You know,
I hope that
I literally got off a plane last night from Hong Kong, moved here full time to Austin.
Nice.
Upstairs, literally a lot of it in my next 60 days. That's all the time. I said, fuck it. Turned down. I'm buying what to sell. I'm a broke ass founder. I'll buy what's the current code and I get buy a few things. Buy the load of shit going on that we're active every day.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's set up time to talk and.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. We just my phone's over there. So we'll grab
I know what it was when I'm on Sarah Loretta. But she does everything else.
Yeah.
I mean, she just, and she started in news. She does everything.
Oh, okay, oh my God.
Wow. Next time I'm going to have Spanish.
Yeah, or just like find me there. What's up, guys?
Liam, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, this is a great presentation.
Thanks.
I came a little late. I was halfway through. I was off the wind. Is there any way I could get that recording you took?
Yeah, they recorded it. I recorded my screen too, so hopefully we'll like merge them together because it didn't show very well. But yeah, they're gonna have it up on Ask Sharon. She has the YouTube, so all of it will be like available. But I also have a lot of, well, some of it's there, and then I'll put it on my site too. So just reach out to me.
Yeah, what's your site?
Yeah,
that's seven-figure brand.
Designhacker.com.
Oh, okay, I got the QR code for that.
Perfect. Yeah, just find my info's on there. So reach out.
Cool. Thanks, brother. Appreciate it.
Hey,
What's up?
Anthony.
Anthony.
I was about to ask was, has your SEO strategy changed at all?
Yeah, it's actually I don't focus on that much. I mean, I was never really in SEO. I'm more YouTube focused now on that. But I think that like Google SEO is fluctuating so much.
Yeah, and their own AI is eating so much of the real estate.
Changing. Yeah, for sure. Is that, do you do SEO?
I mean, it's one of the tactics that we employ through Leads, but creating high quality content, particularly like image content and thought leadership works. We're still able to crank up our natural search for now, but it is one of our main channels. So I think I'm rightfully worried about that future.
I don't know. It's like everything's changing fast. So every part of marketing business is like being affected.
Oh yeah.
So
for sure.
then there's
Many businesses still doing massively, especially in enterprise. But you were selling I think they started on my
yeah, we've kind of niched down there. And now we're doing like the opposite, it's like low ticket too. So building our brands.
What's your ICP?
We're going after more like DIY entrepreneurs, solopreneurs.
So you said high ticket, I thought. I assume kind of like more enterprise enterprise.
No, yeah, high ticket in the like, small business owner space.
Then it makes more sense that you're in here.
I've never, the enterprise stuff like never interested in me. So I like small operations. I've always been a business owner myself.
It's much more nimble, and it's, I was at Dreamforce. I didn't actually look for sales before. This is just don't work for them as a coach, just for sure. But it's funny when we were at Dreamforce. A lot of people are like, oh yeah, AI is going to enhance our jobs and whatever. And people are like, they feel very much living in a fantasy world. Like, go to say the building again, and I'm talking to CEOs from scale. They're like, oh yeah, I fired 90% of my support. And I think sales might be next. But anyway,
reality. Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. Like, can I get AI to do that? Like, and then I'm thinking for myself, like, how do I think bigger? I have to become. I have like my AI army. Like, every individual is going to have to have their thing that they do with the help of AI. I think that's where we're going.
Right. Yeah, and I think it's what I'm very fascinated by is the idea of Sam Altman of Unicorn and Brain, just to see how far a person can get.
That's where I'm thinking, like building these prompts is like the start. Next is like when the AI gets smarter, I can just like, here's all the stuff, like figure it out for me, and run that for me.
Sorry to interrupt.
Oh yeah, hey.
Could you message Kyle and set a time to speak?
For sure. I'm gonna get some rest. Thanks. Looking awesome.
Maybe I see if there are more people. Your name was on the thing, right? I'll see if you can find it.
Yeah, you can find me there for sure. Nice meeting you. Hey, nice meeting you. Thanks. That's awesome.
I was making a meetup. It's pretty on So I just wanted to also like I was always like happy like when it comes to time because I was like I started but I left so now I'm just like looking at it. But I was looking there's social marketing the drama which basically helps it's just a skill to want to post on social media give you like selection of based on the tags, application,
Fernando's been texting.
like some of the features, right? So that's something that's interesting.
I know Sharon, so she's like, hey, not really, but I actually met Sharon last year, and so we're doing it.
Yeah, I'm just like trying to find issues like one for that. You are like like so like it's trying to like people buy it out to make sense. Scale it out.
Yeah, well, hit me up. I mean, my info's on the site, designer.com, for contact. Right. And just hit me up there. I think it was. Yeah, it's like, I wish I had more time right now. I have so many things I'm doing too. Like,
so do you look at
I it's been pretty stagnant. My focus is really more like mass market. So experiment with the clients. This is like business stuff. We've done all this stuff, testing the clients.
I mean, this product you can have like social media.
Oh yeah, because
like someone's like planning to like people who like test it out.
Do you social media analysis? I have old tried it out there. I don't know but my site, like, well,
I can say thank you. That was great. I feel like I learned a lot. I have this one paper you don't have to see this. I think my freestyle was kind of like, but what was, I was going to ask you, what was the thing that you had, I think maybe it's that, where you were trying to figure out your brand, website.
Yeah, the brand snapshot. If you go there,
That's what I wanted to do. Oh, okay. Yeah, I just want to, are you on
it's just like,
I'll reach out. Yeah, and then
go there and go.
Yeah, I feel like I just want to be someone AI to like basically look at my whole brand,
I've been doing this now for a year and a half.
analyze
So
it.
I can talk to you about it and have a conversation.
And so it's kind of like, where do I stand now? It's so saturated.
This is your path. Add more value. I think it's insane. Until you solve more of your problems. So that actually has like a little course where I teach some of that. So check that out and then hit me up. I'd love to get to see more.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll connect with you on LinkedIn or, somewhere.
You'll find me.
Yeah. But thank you so much.
Great talk. What are you looking for this year? Are you awesome mates?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So, yeah, I mean, right now, pretty just like,
I'm working.
yeah, no, it's fun. Like, I don't know, I'm just looking for like,
So the way they think is very different.
Maybe. I got like a couple of things cooker. I think. Oh yeah.
I've got a good meet up every week.
I get that a lot of
I'm taking dinner from this talk. It's over here. I can text to you whatever.
That's like, it's a different aspect. So like when it comes to like building it out,
That's the other beauty.
until the 15th. Yeah, since we're on the LinkedIn, I don't know if you maybe want to, are you here on town, Austin? Do you live like near here? Because I need South Carolina. Oh, okay. So like, let's
Okay, I do realize that I wanted to say hi. I met you on the podium. And a photo chat, yes. This is my husband, David.
This was just
practical. I thought take this to and also to hey, try this out, trust me.
Mine did. So I had to prove that, which I think like I got my redemption. That
Because I've dabbled, it's a dabble, ChatGPT, I've dabbled. It's really awesome. Yes.
I have to go. I have to like finish up talking.
It's East or
No, that's not the one. That's East Austin. You're going to the one in South Austin.
Oh, okay.
But it's technically off of East Austin.
It's gotta be a way to.
I'm starting to think about it.
No, it's called Cosmic Coffee. It's on.
That's Cosmic Pickle.
Well, that's I mean, I'm sorry.
It's like coffee and bar, I guess.
Yeah, it's huge. Yeah, that's it. Just reach out to me, okay?
Are you in marketing? I'm also.
Yeah, like
I do Facebook. I also do marketing.
Quick question on that.
So I have to do marketing automation for my other jobs.
So,
No.
You organize this?
Yeah, I'm the host.
Ah, okay. And you're with Capital Ventures?
No, I'm not. None of us are with Capital Factory. Capital Factory gives up, anybody can reserve, you can rent out any of these rooms and pay but if they have events,
Yeah. No, are you working together?
where are you from?
I'm from Singapore.
Yeah, so what were you gonna say, I'm working with
No, so basically I'm with an agency based out of Singapore. We use AI to create visuals for brands.
I know a few people that are in Singapore now that I interact with. Yeah, Audrey, I can connect with you all the time.
Oh, no, I'm looking for brands in the US. Anyone with a physical product. So whatever you see as well.
Do me a favor, just connect with me on LinkedIn.
I will.
Because I'm like, this is.
I will. What will?
So it's.
The thing is, like,
Just follow.
creating a problem.
So that kind of.
Yeah, but I'd love to talk to you more. It's nice to meet you. Share your time with us.
That's awesome. That's sick. I think this is like a great process.
I have a quick question. You showed that ChatGPT after
Yeah, that's always like a balance. Make it protected and get some done.
Right. So I don't stress too much. I only like 2 minutes in here, so I don't want Yeah, but reach out, man. We got my info on the site, so did we loop? Thank you.
Great presentation.
Hey, thank
I
you.
always love seeing all that come in.
Yeah, you seem like you know what's going on. You were nodding a little bit.
Well, it's like, it's so funny because I've got all the like stuff. I'm like, oh, I just need time to like sit down and work. I'm like, no, you just plug it in and the train of thought and all that. So that's something I'm like, we're just gonna block off the time and work through the outstanding things we thought of.
If it's
for
worth the
backlog.
time, you'll do it, right? Like for me, I only do it when I'm like I'm wasting time not doing it.
Right, no, for sure, for sure.
Yeah, cool. Well, hit me up, man. Nice to meet you. I know Sharon.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Eric, yeah, I'm so sweet.
Nice to meet you, Samantha. I'm from Singapore. So we run a creative tech startup. We use AI to create visuals for brands. So we specialize in like human realism. So I mean, like all the platforms that are out there for image generation, everything still feels very conceptual, storyboarding, still animation, but I mean, we don't own the tech. We use Midjourney, Stable Diffusion films, right? But we are making the luxury game more stronger. I was wondering if the clients that you're working with, would they need like visuals and content? Do you guys do that for them, or?
I try. I've wasted a lot of time trying.
Exactly. I was maybe hoping we could partner. So we could be a white label service for your CPG clients, and very specifically physical products, right? So everything, this is a toy distributor, everything's AI generated. I mean, it's honestly like 70% prompt and After that is Photoshop.
So we have to get out of here
Because the woman
now.
comes with 6 figures, or her hand is like
Yeah.
yeah, so you still need Photoshop, but we have all sorts of clients right now. They're all based in the US because the boss, the founder of this company, she's
You know what? We gotta go. We gotta take this out.
Yeah, okay.
Right now. Sorry, I don't mean to be.
Yeah, but I was like, open
I need to
share
clean
your
up.
pricing and process.
I'd love to
See
know
if there's
more.
something you're interested in. You know, we can be a white label service provider.
Yeah, it seems value. I don't have a lot of.
Yeah, basically it's an agency, right?
Yeah, but I mean, it's good
It's
to
a
know.
service. Service is a
It's gonna be a
service.
huge demand. So
Yeah.
even like, I'll try to see people I know who do
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
and start connecting with them.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it.
That's cool though. I like the vision of what you're doing.
Yeah.
Trust me, I spent like weekends trying to get the ad and do
I
that.
know, yeah. I'll send you an email. Or
Yeah, yeah.
LinkedIn. Okay,
Yeah, I don't want. I don't really. They have. We got. Is that somebody's phone?
That's mine.
Oh, good. Okay, I'm just. I don't even know where that water came from. Because I
Oh,
didn't bring it. Yeah, that's
I'll
right.
just help myself to it.
No, I'm gonna help myself too, but isn't that funny? I just
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Oh,
it was,
thank you.
It was great. And I kissed people from Mexico.
I love it. I love it.
I'm here with my sister for some months. I think I'm gonna go back to Mexico in December.
All of you guys, we can talk in the lobby. Oh, yeah, yeah, we need to close this. So go, we can go out there. Go out the room. I know that everybody gets excited, but we gotta get out of here.
Oh, you're good. You gotta do a good job.
I don't mean to be bitchy, but
No, that's.
I would gladly, we can talk out in the hall, you know how it goes. Do you think this is clean enough? Do you think it's organized enough? I don't want them to get mad. So I want to make sure I get my agreement for my meal. Do you know what I mean?
Well, what
Good meetup host.
a perfect amount of people, huh?
What?
Perfect size room for tonight.
Do you think, now, tonight was good. It was
Packed house. You got a photo of the whole thing?
Yeah, I got everything. I got tons of photos. I'll send them to you.
That was.
I took tons of video.
Oh, good.